here for the first time, hit on the subscribe button and also turn on notification bell so you're notified when I post a new video. This video is going to be about me cutting out this jumpsuit. So if you're interested in seeing how I did it, definitely keep on watching and let's go into the video. So the first thing you're going to do is to arrange two pieces of fabric that you know will be enough to give you your hip, and all the measurements you'll be needing to cut out this pants. So I have two pieces right now on top of each other. So this is what we're going to be using to cut out and the front piece. So as you can see, I'm making a straight line across. This line is what is going to serve as our waistline. So I'm going to start taking all our vertical measurements from this point. So from this waistline here, I went down to 11 inches, which is my crouch measurement. So normally my crouch measurement is 10 inches. So I'm adding 1 inch to my normal crouch measurement because this is a jumpsuit. So if yours is 11 inches, that means you'll be cutting this out with 12 inches. So this is our crouch line. So from the crouch line, I went down by another 11 inches right here, and I'm marking it. This is going to be my knee line. So now this is the waistline, this is the hip line, and then this is the knee line. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is on this crouch line here, you're going to divide your hip measurement by 4. So whatever your hip measurement is, you're going to divide it by 4. And on this crouch line, what you're going to do is to mark it. So what I went ahead to do after dividing mine is 9 inches. So I just first of all made a mark. So from this mark here, I measured that 9 inches, which is my hip measurement divided by 4. So I made the point here. And then I went ahead to do the exact same thing on the waistline. So after duplicating it on the waistline, so I went in from this middle here by half of an inch. And after doing that, you're just going to connect these two, that's the line on the waist and the crouch, together using a straight line. So this is what we have. Now we're going to come back to this crouch line here. You're going to come out from this line we just drew by 2 inches. So my hip is 36 inches. I'm coming out by 2 inches to get my crouch. So if you are bigger than me and your measurement is more than like 38 and going above that, you can come out here by 2.5 inches or 3 inches. So this is what I have now. I came out by 2 inches. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to work on this waistline. So here I am dividing my waist measurement by 4, and my waist measurement divided by 4 is 6. So I'm adding 1 inch to that so that I'll be able to get my dart. So I marked 7, and then I'm adding an extra 1 inch to that for stitching allowance. So we'll come down to this crouch area again and add 1 inch as well for stitching allowance. So I'm going to connect these 2 points I just made now. That's the point on the waist and the point on the crouch line. So this is what I have. I have my hip curve. Now what I'm going to do is to just connect a straight line from my hip down to meet the line I made at the knee line. So this is what I have. Now from this line here, this point that I got here, I'm going to divide my thigh measurement by 2. You guys know that this is a palazzo pant. So when you're taking your measurement on your body, you ensure that you make it free on your body. So my thigh measurement divided by 2, I just marked it now and I just made the point here. So I'm just going to connect that to meet the crouch. So after doing this, what I'm going to do is to just make a straight line now from this knee line to meet the end of the pant. So this is what I had after I finished taking all my measurements. Remember, we've not taken the full length we want this pant to be. So for me, I wanted this pant to be 41 inches. So you see what I have here? I have only just 1 inch to stitch it up, so I'm not going to cut anything away from this. So now coming to this waist area, you know that normally we're going to take half an inch away from the center of our waist, which is what I just did right now. So we're going to connect that half an inch to meet the other part of the waist. After doing that, I just went ahead to mark up another half an inch all the way on top of this place, because we are cutting on the actual fabric. So if I don't add a half an inch to this top here, it means that I'm going to be sewing into our crotch area and it will become too tight. So I'm just marking that half an inch on top of everything I just marked. I hope you really don't get confused at this point. So instead of cutting on the first line, I'm going to cut on this second line, which is what I'm doing right now, so that by the time I'm finished stitching it together, it sits exactly on the first line. So I'm just going ahead to cut out everything along the white line. So guys, after I was done cutting the front, this is it. This is everything. Added the 1 inch stitching allowance and everything is perfect. So to cut out the back, we're going to use the front. So just like I did in the beginning of the front, I just went ahead to fold another 2 pieces of fabric again, and now I just place the front piece on it. So in this crotch area here, I'm going to come out again by 2 inches, just like I did earlier, and then from somewhere around here mark 2 inches again, and just keep up with that 2 inches, and then on the waist I'm going to mark 2 inches. So I'm going to just do this all the way around, mark these 2 inches all the way around, and I'm just going to curve it to meet each other, just the same way you're seeing me doing it, like this. So guys, when you're through making that your curve, on the other part of the pant, just like what you see me doing like this, I just went out by 1.5 inch. So I'm using that 1.5 inch measurement now to mark all the way to the end of this pant. So guys, now coming down to the waist, I actually was very unhappy to see that this part of it didn't really show well after I was done filming. So what I did here is that I just took the measurement I have on my front waist, and I'm just marking it on the back from the new crotch area that we have. And then the crotch line, I just went ahead to make a point on the back so that I know where it is on the back piece. So I'm just connecting my new waist now to meet that line that point I made. So if you honestly do not understand this part from here, please check out my palazzo trouser tutorial. It was very detailed there. I honestly am sorry about this part cutting off. Everything I'm doing here is just like how you cut out a palazzo trouser. So what I just did now is to go up from the back by 1 inch, just like the same way you would do on your palazzo trouser. If you do not understand this, please just check out my palazzo trouser tutorial. That's basically the same thing I'm doing here. So I'm just tracing out the other part. The sides, we are not going to add any stitching allowance. The only part he has stitching allowance to is the middle, which is what we already did, where we added 2 inches all the way around.